Oh, hello there. So we got something a little bit different than usual today. We have the Dual Lock Pedalboard Kit. And if you're not familiar with Dual Lock, it is basically an alternative to Velcro that is superior in almost every single way. A good friend of mine works in the tape industry, saw my board and said, "Hey, I know this stuff that would be really perfect for what you're trying to do. You should give it a shot." I said, "Okay, I'll try it." And I did, and I will never look back to Velcro ever again, honestly. I mean, the stuff is pretty amazing. So I've got it all over my Pedal Train 2 board here. I've had it on here for a while. I just cleaned it off to show it to you. So as far as the benefits, firstly, it's much more secure than Velcro. It holds things much more firmly in place, and it locks into place. It takes very little of the dual lock to secure a pedal. For example, I've got my carbon copy here, and I've got a little bit on the top and bottom. Most pedals I've found actually work better with just kind of squares on the corners or close to the corners. These smaller ones, I just went with it, covering the whole thing. But especially for bigger ones, like if you've got like a pog or something, corners, and this is even a bit much. I actually had it all the way across the top and the bottom first, and it's kind of like a bear to even wrestle the pedal off of the board, which speaks to its strength. But it also speaks to that you don't really need all that much. So kind of squares on the corners is definitely the way to go to hold it securely, but still be able to get it off relatively easily. So anyway, to attach the carbon copy here, you can put it kind of wherever you want on the board, but then once you want to attach it, you just push on both sides, and then you can hear it when it locks in. And it holds it so securely you can actually pick up the entire board by just holding the pedal, which is pretty impressive in itself. And then it still comes off without too much of a fight. So holds it much more securely than Velcro is a big deal. It can also hold pedals under the board upside down without a problem. I have a second power supply, one of these Voodoo Lab ISO 5s, and I've got the dual lock on the bottom of the board and on here, and it just clicks right in under there and never has any issues. It's great for buffers under the board too. So, secondly, it leaves none of the sticky residue that Velcro leaves, neither on your pedals or on your pedal board. And none of that stuff oozes out and melts if you leave it in the car or something, anything like that. Which is also great, not just for cleanness, but also for if you're the type of person who buys and sells pedals a lot, which I find myself doing here and there in phases. If I decide to sell this carbon copy at some point, then it is not at all a big deal to take this off of there, and it leaves nothing behind. So it keeps your pedals in pristine condition and make sure you get the most out of them when you do decide that it's time to sell one or replace one or what have you. So that's a huge benefit I've found as well. Number three, it's super low profile. It doesn't really change the height of your pedals at all. You can see this dual lock specifically is very low profile. It sits, just above where the board is, and it's hard to even tell that it's on there for the most part. And so it's not going to change your pedal height drastically. And then even small stuff, like it doesn't stick to carpet. So a lot of times with Velcro it will, and if you take a tuner off for something else or you're rewiring your board and setting all your pedals on the carpet, you don't have to worry about it sticking to them or any of that stuff. So that's helpful. It lasts much, much longer than Velcro. There's no reason that both the adhesive and the dual lock itself, that this couldn't last the entire life of your board. Depending on how much you buy pedals and stuff, you might have to get some extra just to cover the corners or whatnot. But a lot of times you saw how easy it came off of the MXR there when you want it to, and sometimes the adhesive can still stay strong enough to just move to another pedal, which is great also. So another huge benefit, and then it's just much cleaner looking in general. A lot of us really like clean and tidy boards and like to stay organized, and me being one of those people, I really appreciate how it looks. You can hardly even tell that there's anything really on there, which is nice, and there's no little Velcro fuzzy things sticking out. So after having used it a while for myself and knowing I'm not the only one who likes it better, I put the kit together just to make it as easy as possible for people to put this to work on their own board and start reaping the benefits like I have. This one is the kit for the Pedal Train 2, which is the size board that I have. Basically just has a couple pieces. You've got two sets of the dual lock here. You've got one which is basically pieces that cover all your rails. They're pre-cut to size, so you just put 2 pieces per rail and you're all set. And then a longer piece that's going to give you enough to cover all your pedals and have a little bit to spare afterwards. And then a little card to remind you where to get it, and if you know someone else that would like it or benefit from it, you can hand it off to them. Makes it super easy. So I went ahead and sized kits for all the major pedal train board sizes, but I can do custom sizes as well. Just send me an email, it's no big deal. So there you go. That is the Dual Lock Pedalboard Kit. Feel free to check out the website if you'd like to learn more about it or order one for yourself. That's below the video there. And you can, as always, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to spend 5 minutes with some more gear and gear accessories. And other than that, bye-bye.